So in total, that was about 3,500, 3,600 meters from Pocock. You'll probably have a little bit more. But once you line up, make sure you're at full pressure before you pass that start line. And now I'll take you on a tour of the race course. You're gonna want to be at full pressure right as you pass this building. This first stretch is 1,000 meters of straight in protected water. So you got to be on from the start. It's probably the best water you're going to get in the course. Make sure you don't follow the shore too closely. It's good for a while, but then just make sure your bow points outside the bridge abutment. Because as I said earlier, you don't want your bow to run into the bridge. One of the objectives of head racing better is to be able to find that sustainable pace that you can hold for 4 to 6K. And you try and hit that pace as quickly as you can off the line. It's not like sprint season where you want to hold and go as fast as possible for the first 10 to 20 strokes. That just tires you out. And remember, you've got 500 to go. Okay, we're about 600 in. Notice how my stern is pointing around that boat where we started. I'm not quite following the shore. Congratulations, you're 10% of the way through. right, almost at 1,000 meters in. This is a good time to check that you're not gonna hit that bridge. I'm shooting this around, it's a 7:30 a.m. So it's pretty close to the light conditions you'll have when racing. Keep that in mind. And around here is where you want to end up. Now you want to aim your bow as far out on those houseboats on my starboard side as you can. About 1,200 in. 20%. Notice how I'm inching closer to shore. Once you pass this gas station on the left, you're getting very close to the first big turn. And you can see it where that boat sticks out. Now you want to start turning. You want to try and keep your blades as close to these boats as possible. Just keep an eye on this dock. From Lake Union Rowing Club. Now you want to aim to that houseboat you see sticking out, making sure you avoid hitting it. It's a good little straightaway too. Once you pass this houseboat, you want to keep generally the same line. Maybe come in just a little bit more. That's coming towards shore, I mean. Here's where I'm starting to turn a little bit, come back towards shore. All right, once you pass this boat and you see there's the bit of an opening here, it's where kayak rentals are, close to China Harbor. That's when you start going straight south. So this small little turn here. And if you can see the red bottom hull ship, that's close to Mohai. You want your point to be a little bit to the right of that. If you can see that traffic light in the distance, that's what you're looking for. A little bit to the right of the crane. But it's going to be hard to see, so when in doubt, just hug the shore here. And this stretch is always longer than you think. So don't worry about checking around. It's probably around 1,000 meters. And hopefully during a race, you don't have these planes to contend with. I think on Sunday they don't come out, at least until later. So remember, it's deceptive here. Still want to hug the shore if you can't see a good bow point. It's going to be hard with the sun in your face like this. But remember, you're looking for the red can buoy. It's hard to see from 1,000 meters out. But once you can see it, that signifies where you turn. So I can just see it now. So I usually aim my bow to be probably where that launch is now. It's good for the single. It's much easier to turn the smaller boats, so don't be afraid of taking the corners. You notice this moorage area here, then you know you're getting close. Definitely should be able to see the red can from here. Notice that 8s line is over there. You don't need to take it that wide. And of course, there's wake from the planes. What is it? Try to take the course through your 45 degrees now, and now you can turn. So your stern points on that AGC building. Now there's no buoy here for the second part of the turn, but it will be bright and orange. So let's say it's around here. Keeping your stern around these cranes is your best bet. The tricky thing is you don't want to aim too far over to East Lake because you're going to get caught by the houseboats that stick out. So you want to try and aim to around right here. It's very difficult to see. So let's see where this stern point ends up with. Definitely don't want to end up over there near those big ships. So we're doing just fine here. If I look around again, I can see probably a little too far away from shore. I'm gonna start maneuvering myself over to those houseboats. Probably took the turn a little early. So you can see here, if you were over by the ships, you then get stuck right near these houseboats. Unfortunately, the sun's right in our faces here. But that boat with the Canadian and American flag, that's sticking way out. All right, so once you get here, you are following the houseboats. You're almost there. You're going to see a small break in the boat right here. Don't worry about it, just keep your line because they're coming back. So by this point, you should be flush with the boats heading straight north, or I should say parallel with them. Once you see this blue house at the end, you're about to turn just slightly to starboard. All right, you see the opening, but remember, you're still looking, there's boats, houseboats sticking out, so you're not going to turn too sharp. Probably you're looking for that big post that sticks up out of the water, about a little bit to the right of that single. You look at where my bow is pointed right now, it's about right there. To those posts. Once you pass this one, that's when you readjust your point. You're going to slowly turn your boat so your stern is facing right at the Space Needle. Not quite yet. Got about 1,000 meters to go here. your judgment. It's going to be close to the Space Needle, but for me now, this point is best. I'm just watching where the boats stick out. Now with about 700 meters left. Getting closer to the Space Needle. A little less than 500 here. Point definitely on the Space Needle. Then you want to row all the way past this dock. And that's the finish line.